Good afternoon to our viewers. Welcome to the midday news right here at Prime Media TV. I am Ayo, bringing you the headlines that we have to be reviewed with you this afternoon. But then, update on the River State crisis. As we told you earlier this morning, that we'll be bringing information to you as regards all that we'll be seeing happening moving forward in River State. Some local governments in River State had come out to say that they've not experienced much of issues in their own local government. But then, very quickly, let's have this video from some of the local governments in River State, and we'll come back to analysis. Please stay with us.
Message to somebody. Do you know who you are sending this message to? And two, the people who came here to try to invade this place this morning, do you know their identity? Have they been arrested by police?
No, actually, they came in the early hours of 4 a.m. So they came in two vehicles. They first attempted the mayor's lodge that is over the other way before coming to the main city council entrance here. Actually, we could not identify them, but at least the state government and the good people of River State know who their actual sponsors is or are. Is one man that is sponsoring them in River State, and in our local government here, they are being sponsored by some persons through the one man, and his name is no other than the FCT minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, so it happens to be like this is a security matter. Do you wish the police to weigh into this to arrest those sponsors and perpetrators of this violence in River State?
Well, if the police will stand up to the occasion, we welcome them with two arms. But we are resolute with our people. We have our men on ground. We have our security team to make sure anybody that tries to attempt to set ablaze the property of Port Harcourt City local government will meet resistance in its full force. I'm promising them that wherever they are, whoever is their gaffer, they should tell.
All right, so that's the update from the Faga local government in River State. According to them, there has not been much issues in the local government, but then they said some miscreants had actually come in earlier this morning at 4 a.m. to attack the vicinity, but then because they had their men in position already, hence why we have what we have here. But then the other man that has spoken said something about knowing who are the sponsors of this miscreants. In his word, he said it is the FCT minister. A lot of fingers has actually been pointing at the FCT minister because of the issues he has been having with Fubara over time. Even if he had not been the sponsor of this miscreants, there's no how it will not be traced down to him because of his personality and for who he is as a person. So this is just the update as regards crisis, the River State crisis. As stories unfold, as we get more updates as regards what is currently happening in River State, we are going to bring them your way. But then we'll be moving on to another story, far, far different from the River State crisis. This is on the front page of the Punch newspaper this afternoon. FG panel proposes 6-month supply for Dangote refinery. The story is on the Naira for crude. So this story is saying the supply of crude oil in Naira to the Dangote Petroleum Refinery by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited is to last for 6 months in the first instance, pending a further review by the Technical Subcommittee on Domestic Sales of Crude Oil in Local Currency. So what this practically implies is that the NNPCL Limited is no longer an intermediary between Dangote Refinery and the other marketers. So every registered independent marketers has the liberty to go to the Dangote Refinery to get their PMS at the amount given by Dangote himself. So NNPCL is no longer an intermediary to selling PMS to the marketers. But then there is a clause here. The clause is that NNPCL will be selling crude oil to Dangote at Naira, at the exchange rate in Naira. So what this implies is that since a dollar to naira is at 1,600 plus, Dangote will be getting his crude at the same from the NNPCL at the same exchange rate that he is getting it if he is to import his crude. That is, if he is getting a barrel for, it's just a rough estimate. Let's say he's getting a barrel at an exchange rate of $1,000. So let's quickly look at $1,000 in naira. So let's quickly do that calculation. $1,000 in naira is at 1.618 million naira. So instead of paying that $1,000 in dollar to NNPCL, is paying the same equivalent of 1,000 naira, or sorry, $1,000 in naira. That is, if he's supposed to pay $1,000, he is now going to pay 1.618 million naira. So what's the difference? The only difference is that he's paying with our local currency, but it is going to be at the same equivalent as the amount he's getting is if he's supposed to be paying in dollar. So what help is that going to render to the Nigerian economy? How is that going to affect the Nigerian naira? According to the Nigerian government, they said this is going to strengthen the naira. The only help that this is going to bring our way is that they are paying in naira and they are not paying in dollar. There will be increased demand for naira, which we are not too sure of that calculation, that it is going to strengthen the naira, because one, Dangote is the only one that is currently buying crude from Nigeria. The Nigeria refinery are taking out their crude to be test before they bring it back as PMS into the country. So except for the only way this can make sense to an average common Nigerian like you and I is if we see people coming from outside to buy crude from us and they are paying in naira. That is the only way this is going to make sense to a lot of persons. And there's been a lot of question because the NNPC are saying that this is going to last for 6 months. There are questions as regards if this naira equivalent for crude is going to lead to decrease in pump price on the long run, because as at the Nigeria of today, Dangote is the only producer of PMS in Nigeria. If at all there is there is a lot of competitions in the selling of PMS, we can foresee that there's going to be reduction in the price of a liter of PMS in the country. But as long as he is the only functioning refinery, we are not sure that this naira for crude is going to affect the price that we are getting our PMS in the market. In case you have a contrary opinion, you can do well to share them with us. But this is what we are seeing. These are the predictions that we have gotten over time. That if on the long run they sell crude for him in naira, how is that going to reflect in the price of PMS in the to the Yasikira that is buying PMS at the filling station at the back of their house, beside their bus stop, and all of that? These are a lot of speculations, a lot of. The NNPCL are saying that this naira for crude is going to last for 6 months. So what happens after 6 months? Within the 6 months, will our local refineries work? Over time we have been hearing that the Port Harcourt refinery is going to function. They miss out of their rollout, whatever it is. We have only been hearing all of these things, but we've not seen any tangible response from the Port Harcourt refinery. So within this 6 months, what plans does the NNPCL ask for our local refineries? Are they going to be functioning so that they as well will be getting the crude, refine it, and there will be competition in the market? Then we can then see if this naira for crude is going to affect PMS. And another thing we should consider is that within the time that NNPCL said they will be selling naira for crude to Dangote refinery, we should also take note of the fact that I have actually lost my thoughts there. We should also take note of the fact that if these other refineries are not functioning, there is tendency that if Dangote should bring out, if the price that Dangote want to sell his PMS is not affordable for some of these marketers, they are most likely to venture into fuel importation on the long run. As much as is giving quality, there's also the part of affordability. And where affordability can come in is when the other refineries are formed marketers their options. When they weigh their option, even if it is just 100 naira discount because they are buying in large quantity, it will be easy for them to, for them to be able to afford it. Another thing is that we should understand that the Dangote buying from the NNPC or Naira rates has scrapped. It's going to know the make us to know the consumption of Nigerians, the fuel consumption of Nigeria, because this has been one of the major issues that we have been having over time in Nigeria. Despite that, just because we get PMS from we import PMS, we are unable to trace the amount of PMS Nigerians are consuming. So maybe when Dangote begin to sell to the marketers, we'll be able to track down the number. This is just the only good thing I'm seeing here, because the pricing is not affecting the PMS price at our local filling station. But then the only good thing is that on the long run, we will get to see the consumption rates, the fuel consumption rate in Nigerians, since it has been left unknown to us over time. These are just some of the things that we've been able to see so far in this story. But then, we would like that you share your thoughts with us on all the social media platforms that you are watching us from. What concerning Dangote buying crude from NNPCL at the same equivalent for when he would have imported it? What are your thoughts concerning all of this thing? It is only going to last for 6 months. What are you thinking? Do you think this is going to affect the economy of Nigeria? And in what ways do you think this is going to affect the economy of Nigeria? Here's a conversation. Do well to drop in your thoughts on whatever platform, in the comment section of whatever platform you're watching us. We're watching us on Facebook, we're Prime Media TV, on Instagram and TikTok, we're Prime Media Studios. On the website where you're currently watching us, we're enginespeak.com. You can do well to follow us on our YouTube channel at Prime Media TV. I am Ayo. Till I come your way again tomorrow on the midday review. Do have a great day.